Hello again, VOTOMS fans. We got this weird box. It's a huge box, but it's got something called a Scopedog from the Odon research team. And so my research online says this is from a VOTOMS series called Palesen Files. I haven't seen it myself. I've only seen the very original series, but there's 12 episodes in that Palesen series. One day, hopefully, I'll see it. So this is Actic gear AG-EXD1. Alright. And then, I don't know what's going on here. I just don't know why the box is so big, because the figure is only around this big. This is probably a real size photograph of the figure. They're like 3-4 inch figures here, these 1/48 scale Actic gears. This thing was $32 or so back in the day. Actually, the exchange rate's so crazy now in Japan, so I have no idea what that would be in today's money. Okay, some stuff. And then this is, I think, what we're getting. It's basically a gray Scopedog, which I don't have in my collection. It's obviously been opened before. Hopefully all the parts are in here. What's going on here? What's all this cardboard all about? So, I don't know what else was supposed to be in this box, but it's not there. It's just the rest of this thing is empty. Yeah, strange. Maybe it came with a book or something like that, but that book is gone. So now this thing is just totally blank. That's kind of weird, right? You'd think they would have something printed on there, but... Okay, it's a standard size box for 1/48 scale VOTOMS. And then there we go, we got the gray Scopedog. Alright. So yeah, he's a pretty short figure. Let me get my ruler up for you guys. Yeah, he's a little over 3 inches. He's like 3 1/4 inches tall with the antenna. He's like 3 3/4. Sorry. But centimeter wise, maybe he's like 8 centimeters, a little bit more. But with the antenna, he's like maybe 9 and 92, 93 millimeters. Okay. So then you have a bunch of model kit pieces that you need to really finish this guy off. So let's open this up, and then I'm going to basically probably fast forward and snip all these parts off and put the ones that are necessary on. And there's always going to be extra bits and stuff like that. So let me reset this camera. Alright, we got a better view here, so I'm going to start snipping these off. I'll probably fast forward the video. Alright, as you can see, it took a while for me to figure out this backpack. There were no instructions in that box. I'm sure there were originally, but not as a used item. And so I had to look up a reference photo to put this together. So it's a backpack with 3 ammo cartridges and what looks like just a cloth or something. And this thing tilts a little bit. See, a little bit of tilt, because when this thing goes into the crouch down mode, I guess that's helpful. Alright, so luckily I'm familiar with all the other little parts that have to go on this thing, like these little armor flaps and stuff like that, and these hooks in the back. So let's hook this on here. Okay, so that's the backpack, and then it can flip up for the crouch down mode. Alright, I went in, well, standard articulation on these 1/48 scale scope dogs. The head spins, this thing flips up and down. These 3 reticles also spin on their own axis there, so you can rotate those lenses. This thing actually moves independent of the visor. Then the cockpit will lift up in the back and then open up, and then there's a separate figure which you can paint if you want, and there's a little control thing as well, so that's nice. That snaps back together. The shoulder is on a ball peg, right, and the armor is a separate piece here a little bit, and then these little D-rings, these are just friction fit, they tend to fall off sometimes. There's a swivel here in the bicep, and then the single jointed elbow, and then the punch mechanism slides out, right. There's no extra hands, that's kind of weird, other than the hand that's molded into the rifle. So that's interesting, it didn't come with that. All these side plates here of armor do articulate upwards. These are little magazine cartridges. They're supposed to go, I think, into the maybe the arm punch mechanism. And then here I added a little hand grab rail. And then the legs, there's a ball peg here for the thigh. And then there's a single jointed knee. And then the ankle has a hinge and a ball peg at the end, so you can get a lot of movement out of that foot. Yeah, so rocker and all that stuff too. Some bottom details, and then these little spikes here do come down. Alright, and then there is a folding mechanism so this guy can crouch down and the pilot can get in and out. So usually I just kind of wiggle this thing and pull it apart like that. Alright, this one's already open, it seems. Yeah, so now you can move this backpack upwards, move the butt plate upwards, then you can move the thighs upwards, right? And so then the feet are like that, and that's the crouch down mode. So then you open the cockpit, and that's how the character is supposed to climb in and out. There's a little footstep there, and they climb into the robot there. So that works. It's quite amazing, I think, the amount of articulation and little pits that move on these little guys. Yeah, little armor plates there, and I just put this leg back together. So I move that out of the way, move this thing upwards, yeah, okay. And then there's a little flap here protecting the back of the foot, and one in the front as well, and then one on the wrist area. And so they hold their poses in general. Maybe sometimes with the rifle, not so much because it is so heavy. In fact, let's swap this rifle out. It's this fist here. So you'll see this fist here, there's an openness here. So you can actually bend the hand 90 degrees inwards if you wanted to for more articulation. Like that. It looks a little weird though. So I'm going to just try to pry this guy out. Come on. I don't know if I should just pull it straight out or out to this side. I feel like I should go out through the side because that looks more rounded than this front area. See, some armor plates just fell off. So that's the one issue. It is a small toy, so things tend to fall off, but they don't break, they just fall off, so that's good. I cannot get this hand out of here. There we go. I just pulled it out this way in axis with the forearm. Alright, so I'll just pop this one in. Be careful of these little antennae. More armor fell off. That elbow pad always falls off. Some of mine I've glued back on because I just got sick of it. Okay, so that thing is a positive, serious snap. So we can see a little bit of this exposed shoulder. So this thing has some pins, and not sure which side it's supposed to go on. I guess it doesn't matter. It seems to be symmetric where this thing is located. Naturally, you could glue some of these pins together so they never fall off. But if you want to like repaint some parts, that's also helpful that they do fall off so easily. So this little elbow pad, yeah, pop it back up to this one pin of the elbow. Yeah, that's loose. That I might super glue later. Okay, so let's see if we maybe see if it collides with the arm. If you put the hand at an angle, it won't collide with the bicep. But it is a pretty long stock back here on the rifle. You can put it in towards the shoulder where it should be, and actually that works out pretty well. It's quite horizontal, as you can see, so very neat. Yeah. Alright, so I think that's good to go now. That's a good pose. Right. Let's pull up the coaster and take a look at some other VOTOMs. Alright, so you'll notice this Scopedog has the spikes on the side. I don't even know what this one is. I bought it used at a toy shop. There's no packaging at all, but it's got roller wheels on the side. So, I don't know. Oh, that's a Marshy dog because it has tanks on the back, but it's missing the tanks on the side. Okay, coincidentally then I have a Marshy dog with the tanks, but it's a different green, so I thought they were different models. And it does have the same gun. So never mind. This is just used and it's missing the tanks on the big tanks on the side. Alright, here's another Scopedog like this in green, but it's got extra armaments there and a different type of gun in its hand. Here's a Scopedog with something called a round mover, which is like a jetpack in the back. Yeah, but otherwise I think it's the same mold. Yeah, as far as the main body goes, because it has the spikes in the feet. This is a brutish dog, and that's got a machine gun for a hand, which is pretty neat. And one of my really unique ones is this. Boy, I don't even know what it's called. I forget. I forget what it's called. I apologize. I'll have to look it up later. Anyways, it's got two eyes and different plates. It came with enough parts to make it look like a normal Scopedog, but then enough parts to make it totally different as well. So that's why I'm kind of thrown off by what it is. There's a lot of options on it. But you can look at my playlist of figures and you'll find it. So all these guys are really small, a lot of articulation, a lot of detail, a lot of parts. So I really like them. Okay, let's let this guy spin on its own. There's one extra hand here. I'm not sure if, excuse me, I'm not sure if I'm missing any parts. I don't think I am because they would have probably been in that bag. But, it's not. I guess with the gun down it can't fall over so easily. It's still awesome. It has the main parts I want. I don't really need to have an open fist over here. It's no big deal if I only have a fist, closed fist there. I really like the backpack though. I'm not sure if I have that backpack on any other Scopedogs in my collection. I don't know. But the main reason why I bought it was because it's simply gray. Different color choices. Alright, well, I appreciate you guys checking this video out again, and I'm pretty sure I'll get another VOTOMS figure in there sooner or later, so we'll see you at the next video. Cheers.